Hello! Welcome to Full Moon Halloween 2020. I had this little inkling to do a little ceremony today. You know what? I think we need some supplies for this. So here we go. This is what you need. So first off, need some sage for cleansing the energies. I got some nice crystals to help clear the energy. And thanks to my sister Soph, a bunch of these are from my sister. And the big skull little candle, some flowers, and of course the journal. Definitely bring a journal on this and a pen. Of course, write your ideas down. So the first thing we're gonna do, we need a lighter too, so I'll be right back. So first things first, we're gonna clean the energy of this space. Go left and right, bless your journal, up over, cleanse your spirit. Thank you. Then we got the skull. We're gonna put it out. All right, thank you, Sage. Now that our area is all nice and clean, very interesting. So full moon on the 31st hasn't happened in a long time, and it's a blue moon. The interesting thing about it is that it's pretty far away, so it's on a far orbit, so it's a far full moon. So what that does is that it brings up a lot of emotion and a lot of emotional things between us and life and our spirits. So on this full moon, it's also the 31st during Samhain. Samhain's this festival of harvest and kind of witchy stuff. So this is all for the witches out there and the coven lovins. But also, this means that the veil is very thin. So our connection from spirit to this world is right there. And so there's a lot of afterlife, a lot of ancestral healing our ancestral lineage. This is a time to heal some of those old wounds that have happened through your family. But what this means is that you're in a cycle of unexpected change, and sudden shifts and insights are about to happen. So I've been feeling this lately. I don't know about you guys, but definitely with the collective, we have been slowly shifting and shining light on areas that have not been. And so with this full moon, definitely I've been thinking emotionally. I've been feeling agitated about things I normally don't. I think I'm just frustrated with the way us humans are dealing with things. And so hopefully this full moon helps me create patience and love and light in all different things. And when that frustration happens, I can fight it, or not fight it, but make peace with it. Another thing is reconnecting with your true self. So during this full moon, it's a cycle. It's the release. So on the backside of this, reconnecting with your true self, forgiving yourself for being frustrated, forgiving yourself for not doing the things you wish you did, and contemplating the bigger questions in your life or the next steps in your life, and letting go. Here we go. This is the start of the ritual. You can do this in any way you want. Take it or leave what you want in your own special ceremony. But what I'm gonna do is, first, you gotta prepare your space just like I did. Make sure you create a little semicircle, some flowers with some water, crystals, some things that mean deep to me. This has a astrological sign, the Big Dipper, that actually have freckles. But this stuff helps me remember who I am and connects me to spirit. And of course the sage. So make sure you sage your space, sage your energy. I'm gonna try to do this so you can join me on this journey of self and awareness. The first thing I'm gonna do is just do a small meditation, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And all I'm gonna do is breathe in and out and sit comfortably with your spine straight and your body relaxed. So here we go. All right. So when you're nice and centered, take out your trusty journal and go ahead and start writing. At this point, write what's in your brain. What's your waterfall of emotions and feelings coming out? So this can be to-do list, this can be what are you gonna cook for dinner, this is gonna be like, what did Sally think of me? Basically, it's the raw junk that's coming out of your brain, your internal language. So we're gonna go ahead and write a whole page. We're just gonna get this out so we can understand what we're dealing with here. Don't worry about punctuation or, oh, sorry about the burp. I'm gonna probably write that. I just burped. But don't worry about punctuation or if you have chicken scratch, because I have really bad handwriting. So don't worry about periods or apostrophes or any of that. Just write the raw words coming from your brain. All right, I just finished. If you need more time, go ahead and pause, but I'm gonna keep on moving on. This is gonna seem a little weird, but since it's a micro moon, that it's far away and you wanna deal with emotions, I just watched Avatar, and there's one episode where he kind of goes through the chakras, and I don't really know much about it, but there were some really good questions. So for this full moon, I'm gonna try to create questions. There's about 7, because there's about 7 chakras. And I wanna try to clear each one. So moving on to this next phase of the moon, I can create a emotionally sound-based path that's clear and functional. So here we go. The first question is, what are you most afraid of? This is at the base. So this is the earth chakra, base of the spine. What are you most afraid of? So this can mean lots of things. Are you fear of moving careers? Are you fear of the coronavirus? Are you fearful of your emotions? Are you fearful of not doing the right thing in your life? There's huge questions of fear. That's one of the biggest emotions. So what are you afraid of? What is your fear? And of course, at any point, just pause if you need more time. I'll probably just ask these questions and I'll give you about a minute or two in between. I'm just gonna answer these real quick for me. What are you most afraid of? What are you most afraid of? Okay, next question. The water chakra. This one is about pleasure and abundance. So, this one is all about guilt. So this chakra, this part of your emotional self, can be blocked by guilt. So, what guilt burdens you in this moment? What do you feel guilty of? What's the guilt that builds you back? All right. Number 3, the fire chakra. This is the one inside your stomach. And I'm getting this from the TV show, so I'm not sure if these are right at all, but these definitely made me feel like I needed to do something about that in this full moon, because this is all emotional self. So this is all about power, and this is shame. So this is blocked about shame. So what are you ashamed of? So this could be a lot of things. Shame is one of those tricky ones. It could also be hidden inside your subconscious, but you could also be shameful of not doing the thing that your friend wanted you to do, or be ashamed that you're not living up to what your family values, or you could feel shame that you drank too much, that you're an addict. You could feel shameful for having dark thoughts. You could feel shameful for not living up to your potential. There's a million different things. So really, this one you might have to pause and really think about and feel about. So, what are you ashamed of? All right. The next one is air. This is the heart chakra. So this is all about love, baby. And this one could be blocked by grief. So we all know grief. Someone who's died in your family, or a dog, or grief of the land, grief of Gaia, grief of good grief. Some of these humans in this time, in this election, and the way we're treating the planet, there's so much grief going around right now. This is definitely take time to write. Definitely take time to write your grief down. So what is your grief? What's your grief? What is your love being blocked by? This one's hard because love is your true self. So grief can definitely move you from your true self. So we have to grieve, we have to move on, and we have to forgive. So lay your grief out in front of you and forgive it. Number 5 is sound. The throat chakra. This is all about truth. Which lies are you telling yourself? Not just yourself, but what lies are you telling other humans? This can be to make them not feel hurt. This can be you're telling lies to yourself so that you don't deal with issues that have been bubbling up for a long time. So write down some lies that you tell yourself and other people. This is a big one too. You might need to meditate on this one because it might be one of those hard ones that's hidden, that's below the surface that you can't really see. So what lies are you telling yourself? Number 6 is the forehead, which is insight, and that's blocked by illusion. Woo! This is a huge one. So the biggest illusion that we all feel is separation. saying that you are different than everybody else, that you are different than other people's views and feelings and emotions. That's the biggest illusion, because guess what? We are all humans. We are all on the same path. And a lot of people say this, Buddha, Jesus, a lot of different religions. When you become enlightened, you become one, and there is no time. And all the things that kept you separate is now one. So write down some illusions that you see in your life and the illusions that you think you see in other people's lives, because our illusion selves talk to our other illusions, and all of a sudden we're in a dream world. You know what I mean? So let's write down some illusions. All right. And the final one, the crown. So above your head. This is pure cosmic energy. This is like the real deal stuff. This is like next level. So this can be blocked by earthly attachments. So, ooh, another one. Earthly attachments can be, sex, relationships, money, power, everything that connects you to the earth, to the plane of field that we're living on right now. And what's the antidote for that? You have to let go of those attachments. You have to remember your true self. You have to go into spirit mode, because all those things don't mean anything. It's like when you get born and when you die, you leave with nothing. And when you leave, all those attachments that you have on the planet, they're illusionary. So let the attachments go. This is going to be really hard. Full moon will definitely show you these things, the things that you're frustrated about, the things that you're feeling detached from your true self. All these things will get a shine of light. The things that I got frustrated with definitely was getting shown. So I'm going to have to listen to that and really think about this one, because this one's the hardest one. So, what attaches you to the world, to this world? What attaches you to this world? And again, you can press pause at any time. one of the last questions, so that we finished all 7 of the emotional chakras. So any of those can get blocked and it'll block your whole emotional being. So definitely go back and look at all those questions and make sure you really fill them out. And if you have to, just take a moment, really think. If you're like, oh, that one I got no problem with. Sometimes there's a sneaky little guy, there's a little box that you created of emotional self somewhere that you think you already healed it, but there's a wound there that you haven't dealt with, and that's what you do with it all the time, is you chuck it to the side. So make sure you go through each one of those questions and ask the insights, ask the hard questions, because the moon, the veil between worlds, the spirit world will definitely shine some lights. Well, the cosmic spotlight is shining with this moon, so it's going to be showing you some things that you didn't realize you had. So make sure you really take time to look at that. One of the follow-up questions I wanted to ask is, do any of your emotions create comfort zones? So, oh boy, this is one of the good ones. So in the follow-up, out of asking all those questions, are there any of emotions in any of those that you create a comfort zone with? So for this question, question 8, what are your emotional comfort zones? All right, final question. What brings stillness to your energy? This is a good one. So like, energy constantly moves. That's why lightning bolts flash and then they cease to exist. So when energy bubbles up, what do you do? How do you deal with it? Whether it's anger, grief, or happiness, we all try to bring balance to our energetic self, but emotions drive energy. And so if you're really angry, do a hard workout, bust one out, like punch a punching bag, yell in a pillow, scream it out. If you're sad, watch a comedy. Try to bring stillness to yourself. You could also go into nature. Nature is the great calming curator of all energy. So go outside, go barefoot on the ground, get grounded. All those things. So what brings stillness to your energy? All right, those are all the questions. I think this is a good, well-balanced emotional field of questions to help you see your emotional self and hopefully heal it. So the final thing to do is take it out, fold it up, and follow me. Hey guys! So, I guess you can figure out what's going to happen next. But before we light this thing on fire, I want you to think about what you just wrote. I'm going to probably do this later into the moonlight, So I get the full cosmic spotlight shining on me, and probably really go more in depth with all of these questions. On this last meditation, what I want you to do is take all these emotions wholeheartedly, look at each one of these, and see what they mean to you. Figure out which ones are really holding you back, which ones you can't let go, and really meditate on it. Let the cosmic moonlight heal those emotions, or not heal them, but transform them into different paths and different realities. There's so many that you could get blocked with. So pick the ones that are really hardful in your life right now. And on this last meditation, step into your true self and forgive all those hard emotional feelings, all those hard emotions. Step out of your emotional comfort zone for this one. So for this last meditation, close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do 3 long breaths. In and out. In and out. Let all of these emotions, all those questions you just answered, let them flow over your whole body and into the paper. The paper represents the things and the beings and the emotions that you wish you didn't have. Or they're a part of you and you're happy that they're there. So thank them for showing you the paths that they've shown you, but release what they've meant to you, and release all the anger, all the hate, all the grief, all those different levels and permutations of your emotions into this piece of paper. Because this big October 31st blue full moon, this emotional moon, is shining bright on those things. So when you're done meditating, make sure you take a good minute on this one. I would spend about 10 minutes meditating on all of this. Once you're done meditating, take this bad boy. Last step. Give her a nice burn dog. And remember, those are your emotions floating into the cosmic universe. And all those emotions are forgivable. After that's done, make sure you take time to reflect and remember what that is, what your new life feels like, and make sure you ask the moon and the universe and Gaia and the divine. Make sure you put all of those things into their hands, all the things that are coming and the things that the next path you are on. And thank you. Thank you for doing this little full moon ceremony. I'm gonna probably do a deeper one when the moon is actually shining on me, but through the burning of that, make sure you give all of those emotions, all of those feelings, give that to spirit, give that to source, because what they do is they take that energy and they create healness, healthiness, happiness, and they shoot it back down. They transform it, transmutate it, and give it back to you. And when you do that, when you show them what you want to get rid of, what you want to let go, what you want to forgive, what you want to transform, they give it back 10 times fold, 10 times over. And when that energy shoots back at you, and this is all through the moon, it'll transform you and help you create your next chapter in life, and the next emotions that come and the next feelings, you learn how to forgive and let loose, and the veils of the shadow will forever be lifted and transformed. So thank you again, beloveds. I love you so much, and wow. Hopefully this little full moon ceremony helps you as on this crazy stuff that's happening these days. This is definitely helping me kind of navigate the rough waters. And when you give your emotional self, your fake self, your illusionary self, your ego, and your true self all to Spirit, Spirit knows exactly what to tell you and give you in order to become your best true self. So that's what I wished for all of you on this full moon, is to become your best true self. Aho. Namaste.